Well, hello friends. We are outside again today because it's a beautiful day and I'm walking up my front walkway because I have a planter I want to put together. It's full of succulents, some I save, some I purchase. And I thought it'd be fun to show you why I save some of them and what I do with them. So as you come up my front walkway, you come to where most people enter the house. There's this awkward cement area, and over to the side, I decided to put a long low planter this year, and I really just want to fill it with kind of all my favorite things. So some of these I save year to year. A couple of these Echeveria I love to save. So this is an afterglow. Look at that crinkly purple. It's just beautiful. I have some various Kalanchoe that I save, some Hawathia, and then I've purchased some more succulents because, you know, life, garden, sun, summer. We purchase things that are in the garden center, okay? So I want to kind of just use these and put them all in this low planter. Now, a lot of these I will again this fall dig up out of that planter and I will put them back in containers just like I did these. So last year I had these in different containers, I think in the backyard, and they did wonderful all summer. You can see they did really well in my plant room over the winter under grow lights. And now it's time for them to go back outside and really enjoy another life because they just do so well outdoors in the summer, in the sun, and it's just really nice to get them out there. So what I want to do is actually use this planter, and you can see in the bottom it has 2 drainage holes, which is super important, especially with succulents. So those drainage holes I do cover with a big shard so the water can get through them, but the soil stays in there. And then I do have just some remnants of broken terracotta down in there too. Now for this, I'm going to use again my favorite all-purpose organic potting soil. My thing is there are cactus mixes and succulent and they work really well. I find that I use a lot of this outdoors because it drains really well and it works well for me. So I'm going to use this, we're going to put that in the planter, and then we're just going to start using these and kind of forming them together and making a really fun, interesting planter. So when I'm going to do a planter like this, obviously I just like to have everything around me ready to go. I have the drainage holes so they can drain well but are covered so they keep the soil in. So now I'm going to fill it with, you know, my favorite organic all-purpose potting soil. It's what I use everywhere outside and actually inside too. So it's really nice to have one that I can use pretty much on everything, from my succulents to my agave to my annuals, anything in containers. This works really well. So I'm gonna place this right in here and make sure I get the soil somewhat cleanly. I just mulched the bed behind me, so I'd love to not mix potting soil into the mulch if I don't have to. But I'm just going to roughly put this in here. Now we may need to break it up a little bit and we may need to add a little bit more. But the important thing is we use potting soil for a very important reason. And that is just to make sure that it drains well and that it's properly formulated for a container, which is essential. So I'm gonna sit here and just make sure I break it up somewhat. And you can see I'm doing that just by, you know, potting soil is really light, and when it comes out, sometimes it has some pieces. And so you just wanna make sure to work those out and be an even mix. So that's what I'm really trying to do here, is make it so it's even. I am not gonna fill this all the way to the top because soil is gonna get displaced by all this other roots and soil that I'm adding from the plants. So I'm gonna keep it about like that. Now with all my containers outside, I love to throw in some plant tone. I think the plant tone just adds a great organic nutrients and fertilizer kind of naturally to the soil. And it just is something to give them a little. I don't like to fertilize with a lot of synthetic fake fertilizers. I feel like it's just a steroid for the plant and doesn't long-term really help it. So I like to work some of this just right into the soil, and that's pretty simple and pretty easy. So now what I'm gonna do is start with plants. This is the fun part about saving them year to year and then finding new ones to add to it. You can use them in various ways, whether it's containers, keep them in their own container and they just make a fun, interesting look. Now I'm gonna start with maybe my biggest one just so I know the placement of it. And I have to be really careful with this one because it has such a gorgeous look to it already. I do not want to mess that up. Now I think if I pop this upside down, I think it will come out of, yes, that's perfect. I was a little worried about that because I didn't know. And you can see this had a shard in it for the bottom of it also. Now if we put this back, oh, look at that. Now this one I saved also. I like to do that. So this is Pilou. Love it. And I think it's such a beautiful one because it has that beautiful color to it. Now it could be hard for me to save some of these tags as I'm planting these, but what I'm doing is breaking up, and you can see I just put it back into the container. I'm just breaking up this soil that was around this root ball. So I treat, if I save a plant year to year, I treat it just like a brand new plant, and I break up all those roots. So that's what I'm gonna do. And then look, you have a nice plant to plant. Now, I don't wanna necessarily do it just right in the center because I feel like that's too symmetrical, which is something I try to push myself. I'm someone that kind of can go too symmetrical sometimes. So I wanna maybe kind of push myself to not be perfect. And we're gonna just start placing these around in different areas, starting with the bigger ones, then filling with the smaller. So what I did just now is put in all my largest plants, just so I could kind of space them out and see how I wanted to work them around so I could start with my other plants. Now, a couple things I did was I go through all my succulents, my aloe that are in my backyard. And like this was a piece that, no joke, I just broke off because it was getting too tall. And that's what's great about a lot of succulents. You can actually just root them. So I take off a few of the stems, not the stems, I take off a few of the little leaves, and then I just stick this dry root right into the soil, and it's shocking. This will just root down during the summer, during this heat, and it will look beautiful and it will really start growing. So something like this, you can look through your old plants, see what you have, especially with succulents. And you know, you can do this easily with jade plants. You can do a lot of different plants like this. And it's a great way just to kind of have something different. And look, you just literally stick it in. And I know it sounds shocking. You would think it doesn't work, but same with some tired old Hawathia. These are looking kind of blah. And if you take them out, you can see they're really overgrown. The root ball is just huge. So what I want to do is just go in there. And if I want some in here, look, I'm just going to grab them apart. You get separate little plants. And you know, they were so contained in there and their roots were so tight that they weren't getting what they need. So if I actually pull them apart and use some of them in here, they're actually going to flourish a lot better. But now what I want to do is start getting into some of these fun, smaller varieties. And a lot of what I'm going to put in now are what will kind of billow over the container and actually fill in around. Now, for soil that I got, sadly, on this echeveria, I'll just take my leaf blower lightly from a distance and make sure to blow off the tops of that to get the soil out. So what I have here are some different things. So I have some really fun, like burro's tail. I love to use this because indoors, it can sometimes be a little tricky, just like string of pearls. Overwatering is a huge issue. Outdoors, in the sun, in the heat, in the summer, it does so well for me. So I'm gonna start planting some of these in here. And again, what's fun is they are so just, they're kind of exotic looking. I think that's what draws things like me, people like me. We love to plant things that maybe we can't have year round. And so instead we plant them in containers, bring them in, and then take them back outside when it works. So I think this is such a gorgeous one too. This is a variegated elephant bush. I mean, guys, look at the color on that. It's super fun. And I think that's what's important here. This is succulents for me. They're all about the fun because, hey, let's be honest. I will be the first to say it. We have all killed succulents. I've killed them. I'm gonna guess maybe some of you have killed them. Maybe you haven't, but that's okay. I find they work best for me outside because during the summer, it's more what their native habitat would be. When they get kind of the warmth they want, and they really, in the sun here, this gets mostly sun. And so during the daytime, especially, about morning until noon or 1, it gets a lot of sun. And so they'll just really kind of come into their own and take on all that sun and just love it. Oh, some of these shrub ice plant, look at that. Look at the beautiful texture on that. And in the sun, it gets some pink tinges on it. I think that's, that's the kind of stuff we're going for. We're going for that unique color and texture. And I'm putting them kind of tightly in here because I want it to really fill in. And I want it to really just have that gorgeous look when it's done. And it will be really eye-catching close to my door where everyone comes in. And so I want it to make sure to be something that people really notice. And it's just kind of interesting because that's the fun part of it. I think we're all used to always annuals that bloom. And I love those, but guess what? This takes like no care. So I'll water it every so often, but honestly, it loves to be left alone. And I think that's the important part here. So even like string of pearls, I always they're one of those things that everyone always wants to know, like, how do you keep a string of pearl alive? My thing is, put it outside in the summer. It will love it. It will get big. It will get unruly. I mean, look how instantly this is starting to fill up. Now, obviously there's some spaces in there. So obviously there's room still for things to grow, but it's kind of fun to overfill it and get it so as it grows, they just start kind of going into each other and almost looking like, I think, an art piece by themselves, which is the fun part. So I'm really being ginger now, like gingerly putting them in place because there's not tons more room, but I just feel like there should be a burro's tail back here yet, and it's probably just because I have one. I think, you know, this time of year too, I find I like to do succulents because my local garden center gets some of these in, and they're a lot more economical in the outdoor plants. A lot of times when we find them as house plants, they're larger, and so they can be a little bit more pricey. These are pretty, you know, some of these are like $4, $5. So it's really fun to put them in a container. And then I am going to try to save them year to year like I do. So I'm gonna clean some of this up, then we'll water. I cleaned up the area with my leaf blower because it just works best. And now I just am gonna water everything. Now, there's still a little bit of soil in some of them, and while I wouldn't necessarily always water these on the top, I do like to. And remember, the rain waters them on top too. So I'm gonna water this well, and then I'm gonna kind of leave it. I'm gonna let the rain mostly water this thing. And if we get extra dry in the summer, which we usually do, that's when I'll start checking it more and kind of look to see if any of them look stressed. Which succulents, it can be hard on some, but easy on some. So like this Hawathia, that it was overgrown in the container, you can tell it looks stressed just because see how its leaves are like curled upwards and they're kind of discolored? It's stressed, it needed more room. So in here it will do a lot better. So when things look plump, when a leaf looks nice and plump and happy, you know it's doing well. If it starts to look a little shriveled on the edges, then it probably wouldn't be. So it just feels good now to have something like this. And you can see it just has a lot of beautiful color to it. Look at all that color. So all of this will keep growing in, filling in, be more texture. And what I'll do, probably knowing me, just because this is me, as these get really big, you can even take little cuttings of these, of the burro's tail. I mean, a lot of it. And you can actually start new plants. You can do the same with Echeveria. You can take a leaf and set it on the soil, kind of in just a little bit, and it will eventually root and start a new plant. So it's kind of exciting. So as always, I will make sure to give updates throughout the summer on stories. Maybe I'll do an updated video at some point when I'm doing a garden tour just to kind of show what this is doing once it actually has heat and sun and summer to live into, and show how it's really filling in and growing. Because that's, you know, that's the part of gardening. We put all these things in early spring, and then you don't know what they look like if you're just watching someone else's throughout the growing season. I think that's important to know, that things change, they grow, they evolve, and that's what gardening is all about. So hope it inspires you, hope it excites you. That's the point about gardening. Each of us does a different version of a garden, and that's what is fun and keeps it exciting. So as always, when you share these videos, it helps me so much, but it helps everyone else see that, guess what? This is doable, this is possible, this can be easy. If I can do it, anybody can do it. Check my website, wiseguide.com, for tips, for tricks, for lots of recipes. They're all on there. And until next time, I hope you find something in the garden that gives you some joy. That's what will make it fun.